Hello everyone! In this video, my last test with the flower technique. This time I'm going to use a low viscosity resin, so a very thin resin. And again I'm going to use different colors, but the same process as in my two other videos. I will include a link to those videos in the right corner for you to watch. So I hope you will enjoy watching the process and hopefully you will give me a thumbs up for it. So I already started pouring the thin resin into my Geode coaster mold, and I'm using the silicone mold from Molds and Shapes. And yeah, I'm only using their molds because they are of a great quality. So if you're interested in their silicone molds, the link to the website is in the description below this video. Don't forget to use my promo code JUSTPAINT5 because then you will get 5% discount on your order. So that's great. So first a thin layer into the coaster mold. Then I use my embossing tool to remove some air bubbles, but I must say in this thin resin there are not a lot of air bubbles. Normally if you use a thin resin there is a much better air release in it than if you would use a thick resin. And I'm using the resin from Resin Pro. The link to it is in the description below this video. In the middle, some crushed glass, again in a silver color. Very nice, shiny pieces of glass. So let's see what I can create with this thin resin and what effects it will give me. A little bit more of the glass pieces. Going to add a little bit more resin because I'm going to fill them to the top. So you can see that this resin is much thinner than the one I used in my previous video. And after this video I will make a video in which I compare the results with each other and talk a little bit about the different kind of resins I used. But that's after this video. So the first color in the middle on top of the glass pieces is an alcohol ink from Ranger, and it's the Sunburst. You can see it spread, and around it I'm using a turquoise color, and this is the alcohol ink from Dipon. It's a German based company, so I wanted to try this alcohol ink also. And for sure I'm going to experiment with this technique a little bit more with different kinds of alcohol inks or pastes. But now I can decide which resin I'm going to use for it. One drop more of the sunburst in the middle. And also in the next video I'm going to show you how I mix the pastes, how much I add into the resin, because I get a lot of questions how much I add of the white or another paste that I'm using. So that's also what I'm going to show you in my next video. First I'm adding white in the middle, and this is the casting craft white. So you can see the resin is really thin. So I didn't wait, because I also didn't wait in my 2 previous videos. So I want to do the same process. And then on top of the colors, there you can see it. And already the yellow and the blue give me a nice green shade. So that's nice. And now another color. This is the Resitint Max in the color Deep Sea. Very nice. Blue, dark shade of blue with a lot of sparkle in it. So hopefully it will create some nice sparkles in the end result. So you can see the resin moves a lot because it's very thin. So in this video you will see the whole process, pouring into the mold. Also after 1 hour of pouring I'm going to show you how it looked then. And also the unmolding, and of course I'm going to show you the end results of both sides. And yeah, hopefully they are nice. A little bit more white in the center. And what I want to do is experiment a little bit more with the white, because now I'm using the casting craft white, but I also want to use a different kind of white to see what effect I can create with that, because there are some people that can't buy the casting craft white. So that's why I'm going to experiment with white from a different brand. Again, going to make some lines, there you can see it. So you can see this coaster on the bottom left moved a lot. So from the outside to the inside. And I'm using a dotting tool for that because a dotting tool doesn't have a sharp tip, so you can't damage your mold. And the last one, that one also moved a lot. Now I'm going to add some heat to remove some air bubbles, but also hopefully create some nice effect. So I'm done with the coasters. I will let this dry for an hour and then I will show you how they look after 1 hour of drying. So this is 1 hour later and I think they look very nice. The colors are great and I still can see the sparkle of the Resitint Max Deep Seas. That's the dark shade of blue. But so far some great effects. A little bit closer. There you can see it. So I will let this dry for 24 hours and then I will take them out of the mold. So we are 24 hours later. They are still a little bit bendy, so I need to be careful. And what I already can say is that the resin is really very transparent. It doesn't have any air bubbles, so that's great. So it dries very well. So at the end of the video I'm going to show you a close-up, then you can see it much better. But so far I'm very pleased how this side looks. Not the normal kind of flower, but I like it when it's a little bit different. So now we can take a closer look. And the colors go very well together. I have some nice shades of green. Very pretty. And that is the other side with the silver glass pieces. Yeah, I like them a lot. Some great effects. And it sparkles. Yeah, I'm very happy. So for sure I'm going to add a heat resistant layer on these coasters. I want to try out the new designed heat resistant resin by Resin Pro. And for sure I'm going to use it on these coasters on both sides. I'm not going to show you that, but I like these coasters very much. And especially the side with the silver glass pieces. Really pretty. So this is the end result outside in the daylight. They don't have a heat resistant layer yet, so I will do that off camera. But I think they look great. So my conclusion for now is that I'm going to test the medium viscosity resin again, but also this resin. So not the thicker resin, because I had a lot of air bubbles. Because I like these effects a lot. So I will test this resin again with other colors. But very pretty. Has a lot of depth. Maybe I need to use a little bit more white. And here I'm going to show you how transparent they are. There are some dents in it, but what I already mentioned, I'm going to add a heat resistant layer, but I want to show you the transparency. No air bubbles, so that's good. And I love the colors. Very pretty. That's the other side. So this is the side how I poured it. So also the Resitint Max paste does work with this technique. And this is the side how I poured it. Also pretty. Beautiful colors. So my next video I'm going to compare them side by side and show it to you all, talk a little bit about the different kind of resin I've used and which ones I prefer and why. And then you can decide for yourself which one you are going to use for the flower technique. But so far I'm very pleased with all the tests that I've done. All the supplies that I've used in this video you can find below this video in the description. There's a lot of information there, so please check it out. I want to thank you all for watching again, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!